Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. All right, before I start this video, I'm going to let everybody know this is going to be a difficult topic to discuss and one that we probably don't want to think about. If you're not in a good place in life right now, probably not a good idea to watch this video. Okay. So, putting that out there. Last night on a live stream, we talked a little bit about this, and then I also got an email from North Alabama Hiking this morning discussing the same thing. In an SHTF situation, it's pretty much accepted fact that within 1 year, 90% of the population of the country/world will perish. The question is, how are you going to deal with it? Now, we've all experienced loss in our life, whether it's our parents, whether it's a pet, God forbid, for some people, it's their child. It's hard. And in normal times, you have somewhat of a support network to talk to, whether it's other family members, whether it's your church, whether it is a medical professional, psychologist or psychiatrist. Dealing with loss, grieving, is hard. No way to put it in any other words. Eventually, we get past it. The problem you have in an SHTF situation is chances are you're not going to have the resources to help you. Okay, whether or not the church is available, who knows? Okay, whether or not you're going to find medical help, that's highly doubtful. Okay. You think of everything that's gone on in the world, United States, I mean, I can speak for this, in the last 20 years, and wars, Gold Star families, to find out that their child is not coming home. It's going to be multiplied by 1,000 in an SHTF situation, because you may get up in the morning, have breakfast with your kids, with your spouse, with your parents, whatever, and 20 minutes later, they might not be there. It's a little easier to grieve when you know it's coming. When somebody's got terminal cancer or pick something. It's a lot more difficult when 10 seconds ago you were having a conversation with them and now they're gone. Okay. We've experienced loss in the prepper community. We've all been there for numerous content creators that have died, spouses of content creators that have died, and we've all rallied behind them. We were doing our best that we could to support the ones left behind. The question I ask all of you is, how hard is your heart? Okay. It's going to be difficult because you almost have to give up your morality a little bit to survive. And that, I know, sounds as cold is. When somebody's on the street these days and tries to rob a store or rob a bank or rape somebody, whatever, the aggressor also is somebody's child, potentially somebody's spouse, somebody's loved one. And you are going to have to make that decision to feasibly end somebody else's life and put somebody else in that mournful time of them losing a loved one. I mean, I don't care how much the aggressor is a dirtbag. Somebody out there still cares for them. And you're going to have to make that decision quickly, without remorse. But you're also going to have to know that somebody else on the other side is making that decision about you, your loved ones, your friends, and you're going to have to deal with it quickly. Because while the tears may be flowing because somebody right next to you is no longer here, the battle doesn't stop all of a sudden. Chances are. You look at any of the actual stories. I mean, you could even talk about movies, okay? About people losing a buddy, or it wasn't a relative, okay? In an SHTF situation, just like war, that person next to you is who you are counting on, and they are counting on you. Not only the losing that person is going to be extremely painful, but the guilt that you are going to have that you didn't stop whatever took their lives is going to consume you. We're going to have a lot of psychological challenges. It's all great that you have people out there, keyboard Rambos. I can't wait. Let it start. Unless you've ever experienced the horrors of war, you have no idea what you're asking for. This isn't a video game. You don't click reset and start over. You get one shot. That's it. One life. When that one's gone, you're done. So is the person next to you. The big question is, how do you prepare for this mentally? And you can't. Okay? There isn't a good way for sudden death to be prepared for. Like I said earlier, if somebody is terminal cancer or something like that, or old age, dementia, you kind of get the idea. You know it's coming. You can get a little mentally prepared. Hey, whoever is not going to be here much longer. Let's say our piece. I guess the biggest thing I can say in regards to this, it's going to be brutally hard to move on. It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be brutally hard. The best thing that you can do to prepare for either losing someone or preparing them for losing you, which is going to happen, is to remind them every day how much you love them and how much you do anything for them up until giving your life. There's only two things in life that are guaranteed: death and taxes, right? We're all going to go sometime. How we deal with it is going to be one of the hardest things possible to prepare for. But somehow you have to get there mentally and realize and understand that if you make it, nine other people around aren't going to. A lot of people will come up and say, if that happens, I don't want to live. And there's going to be a lot of that too. This is not fun. This is not something to romanticize. This is not something to look forward to. We talk about a civil war. We talk about World War III. And people, I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, bring it on, I'm ready. No, you're not. Nobody's ever ready to see that in front of them. Like I said earlier, this is a tough video, but it's one that we all need to stop and think about and remember to tell those that we love them, no matter what, forever and ever. Pinball out.